This incident took place in India. A conductor mistakenly began driving a train while a maintenance worker was still underneath.
আস্তে 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 ড্রাইভার সাহেব গাড়ি আসছে, ড্রাইভার সাহেব গাড়ি আসছে, গার্ড সাহেব আছে, দীঘা দুরন্ত গার্ড সাহেব, দীঘা দুরন্ত গার্ড সাহেব, দীঘা দুরন্ত গার্ড সাহেব আসছে, গাড়ি গার্ড সাহেব ভেতরে, দীঘা দুরন্ত গার্ড সাহেব, চেন্টাল 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 চেন্টাল, দীঘা দুরন্ত গার্ড সাহেব, ড্রাইভার সাহেব, দীঘা দুরন্ত ড্রাইভার সাহেব। এসিপি করলাম আমরা। আরে ড্রাইভার সাহেব, গার্ড সাহেব ভেতরে ছিল তো। কথা বলুন।
From 2019 to 2020, there were 361 deaths of railway workers during maintenance activities in Indian railways. The worker in this incident managed to avoid injury by elevating himself onto the train's undercarriage during its unexpected movement. The train eventually stopped due to a main brake issue, which the worker was initially fixing. This highlights the risks faced by railway maintenance workers and the importance of communication and safety protocols in such operations. In April 2017, a distressing incident occurred at a Sydney train station involving a family. A young boy, accompanied by his grandparents, fell into the gap between the platform and a stationary train. This alarming moment led to a frantic effort by the grandparents to rescue the child before the train's departure. The grandfather's quick action to retrieve the boy from the gap prevented a potentially tragic outcome. In recent years, incidents involving children falling through the gaps between train platforms and trains have raised significant safety concerns in Sydney. A particularly heart-stopping incident captured on CCTV in 2019 showed a young child slipping through the gap right before boarding a train at Sydney's Sydenham station. Quick actions by other passengers and station staff prevented a tragic outcome, as the child was safely lifted back onto the platform. Moreover, statistics from the past year show an increase in safety incidents involving children on trains and at stations, with child injuries rising from 66 to 72. Incidents at Epping Station and others across the network have underscored the dangers that gaps between platforms and trains pose to children. This incident took place in Warsaw, Poland. One of the most alarming incidents occurred on May 23, 2012, when two passenger trains ended up on the same track, leading to a head-on collision. Despite the efforts of one train to brake, the heavy trains could not stop in time, resulting in a severe collision that left a substantial crack in the windshield of one train. This incident was not an isolated event, as it followed another head-on collision in southern Poland just a few months earlier. These consecutive crashes raised serious questions about the safety of Polish railways. On September 6, 2018, in Chester, Virginia, a harrowing incident occurred at a railroad crossing when a tractor-trailer got stuck on the tracks. Captured on video by a local driver, the footage shows the crossing arm down and railroad warning lights flashing, indicating an approaching train. In a tense moment, the truck driver and a passenger are seen fleeing from the vehicle mere seconds before the train arrives, striking the semi-trailer with immense force and cutting it in half.
Nobody was in that truck, were they? You're all out, okay.
The impact caused the trailer's cab to roll off the road. Remarkably, no injuries were reported from this dramatic collision. This incident highlights the dangers at railroad crossings, especially with large vehicles like tractor trailers. This video was captured in Buenos Aires, Argentina. On September 6, 2023, a critical incident occurred at a railway crossing that serves as a stark reminder of the importance of adhering to traffic safety rules. A truck driver, in a reckless bid to outrun an oncoming train, blatantly ignored the railroad crossing signals. Compounding his recklessness, he veered into the opposing lane to bypass a gray van obstructing his path. The truck's cab just barely cleared the tracks, but the trailer wasn't as fortunate. The train, unable to halt in time, collided with the truck bed, resulting in a shower of sparks and a harrowing spectacle as the train engaged its emergency brakes. It required the full length of the train to come to a complete stop. In a miraculous turn of events, the truck driver was seen emerging from his cab, visibly shaken but miraculously unharmed. He walked away from what could have been a fatal encounter. Local reports indicate the train engineer sustained knee injuries, and several passengers experienced minor injuries due to the abrupt halt caused by the collision. This incident in Buenos Aires serves as a grave reminder that no matter the urgency or destination, the rules of the road, especially at railroad crossings, must be respected. The potential consequences of negligence can be disastrous, not just for the individuals directly involved but also for many others. Safety at railroad crossings is paramount and should never be taken lightly. This video was captured on the night of July 1, 2019. A significant train-truck collision occurred, which was captured on video. The truck, uniquely hauling two trailers, attempted to cross railway tracks. Without clear indications of whether warning signals were flashing, the truck driver proceeded. As the truck navigated across, a train, seemingly appearing out of nowhere in the dark, collided with the rear trailer. The impact of this collision was severe enough to derail the front car of the train. Given the circumstances, including the absence of visible flashing lights and the driver's consistent speed, there's speculation that the crossing signals might not have been functioning correctly. On March 1, 2010, in Detroit, Michigan, a significant incident occurred involving an Amtrak train and a Detroit Fire Department fire engine, specifically Ladder 13. The fire engine was parked on the railroad tracks at the intersection of John Cronk and Lonier while firefighters responded to a separate motor vehicle collision involving a car and a tractor trailer. The reasons for the fire engine being parked on the tracks remain unclear. As the Amtrak train, en route to Chicago, approached the intersection, the engineer spotted the fire engine on the tracks and applied the emergency brakes. Despite these efforts, the train was unable to avoid colliding with Ladder 13. The impact was substantial, dragging the fire engine along the tracks. In this collision, one firefighter suffered a minor injury and was treated at Detroit Receiving Hospital. Additionally, one passenger on the train reported neck pain following the incident. The fire engine, valued at approximately $600,000, was reportedly damaged beyond repair. Following the incident, Executive Fire Commissioner James Mack expressed significant concern and the intention to reinforce training and protocols to prevent such occurrences in the future. Amtrak subsequently filed a lawsuit against the city of Detroit, seeking over $75,000 in damages for the collision. In Villa Rica, a small city in northern Georgia, a striking incident involving a train and a truck was captured on CCTV. The Villa Rica Police Department had their cameras trained on a railroad crossing near their station. This vantage point proved crucial on the day of the incident. On this particular day, a truck driver made a perilous decision to attempt to cross the railroad tracks despite the descending crossing arms, signaling an approaching train. This decision was notably risky as the physical barrier of the crossing arms was already in motion, a clear indication to stop. As the truck driver continued, the rear crossing arm became stuck, indicating the imminent arrival of the train. In a desperate attempt to avoid the inevitable, the trucker made a sharp right turn, only to find the vehicle caught on the tracks. Attempts to reverse and extricate the truck only increased the danger. Moments later, a train, unable to stop, collided with the truck. The impact was significant. Reports indicate that the truck was carrying a load of raw meat. In Friedrich-Miestek, a city in the eastern Czech Republic, a significant railway crossing incident occurred on December 11, 2015, capturing the attention of local and international media. The event took place around 7:30 a.m., a time when the streets are typically bustling with morning activity. A truck driver, seemingly unaware of the impending danger, approached the railroad crossing. The traffic cameras positioned above the crossing captured the entire sequence of events. Despite the flashing lights at the crossing, the truck driver proceeded to cross the tracks. This decision proved nearly catastrophic. The truck, as it traversed the tracks, was struck by a passenger train. The collision was forceful, resulting in the truck being split in half by the impact of the train. Remarkably, the cab of the truck, where the driver was seated, was separated from the trailer during the collision. This possibly saved the driver from being dragged along with the wreckage. The train involved in the incident was a passenger train, and fortunately, there were no reported injuries from the passengers on board. In northern Poland, the villages of Samrowo and Renet are linked by a single train track that weaves under various bridges and highways. On August 17, 2017, a construction mishap on one of these bridges led to a perilous situation on this track. During the construction process, a large concrete slab accidentally fell onto the tracks. At that time, a Prusy regional train was en route along this track. As the train journeyed through the Polish countryside, the passengers and crew were unaware of the imminent danger ahead. The train, rounding a bend, encountered the fallen concrete slab. The dust and debris from the slab's impact on the tracks were visible from a distance. Reacting swiftly, the train's conductor applied the brakes, significantly reducing the train's speed. This quick action was crucial in preventing a potentially tragic accident. The train came to a halt upon colliding with the concrete slab, but fortunately, due to the reduced speed, the impact was less severe than it could have been. In a fortunate turn of events, no passengers or train staff were injured in this incident. In Sycamore, Georgia, a significant incident involving a truck and a train was recorded. The event unfolded when a 37-year-old driver named Antonio, while heading to a repair shop after blowing a tire, found his truck bottomed out on the railroad tracks. This situation led to a precarious scenario, where his vehicle was immobile on the crossing. As the driver struggled with his stuck vehicle, a local resident named Brian, who was refueling his car across the street, noticed the impending danger. Realizing the severity of the situation and with the sound of an approaching train, Brian began recording the incident. The resulting footage captured the dramatic moment when the train collided with the stranded truck, forcefully splitting it apart. A serious safety breach occurred involving a bus driver at a railway crossing. Despite clear signals of an approaching train, including flashing lights and lowering crossing arms, the bus driver recklessly tried to cross the tracks. The bus got trapped, with its rear end dangerously overhanging the tracks, as the driver exited in a frantic effort to signal the impending danger. The approaching train, a Pendolino, known for its high-speed capability and unique tilting technology, couldn't stop in time despite the conductor's efforts. These trains, designed to travel fast on conventional tracks, make stopping quickly a challenging task. The Pendolino collided with the back of the bus, but fortunately, all passengers and the driver managed to evacuate in time, avoiding injuries. In a remarkable display of courage and teamwork at a Washington, D.C. subway station, a distressing situation turned into a heartwarming tale of community and quick thinking. An individual using a wheelchair tragically fell onto the tracks, prompting immediate action from nearby passengers. Demonstrating selflessness and bravery, two individuals quickly coordinated to rescue the 54-year-old man from the perilous position. With concerted effort, they managed to lift him back onto the platform, ensuring his safety amidst potential danger. The rescue didn't stop with the man. His wheelchair, too, was retrieved from the tracks, thanks to the continued efforts of the rescuers. Onlookers and other passengers played a supportive role, ready to assist as the man and his wheelchair were brought back to safety. The incident, while initially shocking, thankfully resulted in no harm to the man involved. The cause of his fall remains unknown. In railway terminology, a washout refers to the erosion of the earth beneath train tracks, often due to flooding. This can lead to tracks being unsupported, creating hazardous conditions for trains. In the US, from 2000 to 2010, washouts were responsible for 64 railroad accidents. Federal regulations mandate immediate track inspections after floods to avert such dangers. Roads and highways can also suffer from washout-induced erosion, risking collapse or creating unseen hazards. A notable example occurred on September 11, 2010, when a train conductor, during a late-night journey, unexpectedly came across a washout, illustrating the unforeseen challenges that natural events can pose to transportation safety. In 2017, a YouTuber captured and shared raw footage from within a Mexico City subway station during a massive 7.1 magnitude earthquake that struck the region, causing widespread devastation both in the capital and its surrounding area. This gripping video revealed the calm demeanor of commuters as they experienced the unsettling swaying of the subway and platform beneath them. Amid the tremors, some passengers made the decision to board the trains. The earthquake's impact was catastrophic, leading to the tragic loss of at least 361 lives in Mexico City and nearby regions. Buildings collapsed, and chaos ensued above ground, making the relative calm observed in the subway station's footage all the more striking.